Maryland Agricultural Education Foundation is a nonprofit, and we provide mobile science labs throughout the state. Elementary schools book us to come and teach students about agriculture, and it's a really great program. The students love it, the teachers love it. It's wonderful.
Hi, my name is Jane Howe, and we're standing here in front of one of our 3 themed mobile classrooms. This one happens to be the aquatic lab. Everything on the inside deals with the Chesapeake Bay watershed that is part of almost all of Maryland, but certainly here in Bel Air where we're stationed today, these kids should all know about the Chesapeake Bay, and that every little thing they do at their school, in their parking lot, in their home affects the Chesapeake Bay.
The Maryland Agricultural Education Foundation is a nonprofit, non-governmental organization that was established in 1989 to help supply and support agricultural education in the state. At the same time, USDA had started the National Ag in the Classroom program, and they wanted each state to have their own program. So when the Maryland Agricultural Education Foundation was started, we took on Ag in the Classroom, which is mostly elementary school teacher training, resources, and supplies to use agriculture as the tool to teach the other core subject areas. And so you're building this awareness of agriculture and its importance in everyone's lives, but at the same time you're supporting what the students should be learning in school anyway. We were very fortunate to become funded in part by the Ag Tag. $10 for every tag that's sold goes directly to our organization. So in addition to doing teacher training at the elementary level and the 3 mobile science classrooms that go to elementary schools around the state with our teachers and our resources, we also have a program called Ag Returns to the City. We actually have our teacher go in there with his resources, use essentially the same teaching tools that we use on the labs, but in the classroom. Middle school is the real challenge because that's that person who has to be aware of what's going on in the elementary school, know how you're preparing students for the high schools. We do employ the executive director of Maryland FFA, and this is an amazing program that really needs to be nurtured, and Maryland had remarkable growth. And when you talk to these students, their experiences are wonderful, and truly they do become leaders after going through these programs, and it helps them. It's really an excellent program. A lot of the farms are now doing agritourism, and they're bringing a lot of students onto their farm sites. And so recently we've worked with the Maryland Department of Agriculture on farm-based education. We're training the farm-based educators to use teaching tools that actually reinforcing what the students are supposed to be using in the classroom or learning in the classroom, and making their visit to the farm relevant to those curricular areas. We're encouraging students to get into ag careers, and so we want to make sure that they have opportunities after high school. And so we work with the community colleges and the University of Maryland. Most people think agriculture is farm production, and that's only about 2% of the actual employment. And so that's been our real challenge, is to convince really parents, school administrators, and school counselors that there are careers in agriculture. We have 3 major partners as a part of our charter. We work very closely with the University of Maryland College of Ag and Natural Resources, the Maryland State Department of Education, and then also with the Maryland Department of Agriculture. We actually are able to work with those institutions. They can help us, but then there are things that they can't do because they are an institution. And so we have a little more autonomy and some flexibility, and it allows us to go in there and do that as well, do things that they can't do. Really, our ultimate goal is to reach every student in Maryland, but there are a million students, and the Ag Tag has a lot to do with this. The funds from the Ag Tag have really helped us grow from just working with elementary students to high school and post-secondary. Every time we see an Ag Tag, it's like makes us smile, because we know that money is going to a really well-earned purpose.